Okay, everybody. Oh my god. Let's go, boys. We did it, boys. We have done it. Guess what's coming back? Big news. So, in the co-op, and once you've completed the first 11 missions of the co-op campaign, so the campaign basically, you'll unlock the end game mode. Select your abilities, wingsuit in, power up, and push into increasingly difficult zones across the entirety of Avalon before it's too late. Escape and keep your progress, or die trying. You want to know what I hear when I hear this? WZ. Okay, so Modern Warfare Zombies was a honestly a great mode in my opinion. And the way it worked is basically you had this is the map of MWZ, of Urkistan from MWZ. Sure. We got some big news, boys. So we got some more details from Treyarch about the end game mode. Once you finish the first 11 missions of the co-op campaign, you'll unlock the end game mode, where you select your abilities, wingsuit in, power up, and push into increasingly difficult zones across the entirety of Avalon before it's too late. Escape and keep your progress, or die trying. You wonder why I hear? Fucking NWZ is coming back, or at least a lot of the principles. So the way it works is everybody started out in these outside zones, and you would gear up, push in then push in, and then you're in tier 2 zone, and then after that you're in tier 1 zone. Now, the reason that this is so pivotal to the to Call of Duty right now is the fact of the matter is this was old zombies, okay? And one thing that was very similar to that was DMZ. Let me pull up DMZ for ya. Um, so DMZ was also in. So DMZ was also something where you had a Now this was So here's a look at DMZ. At least so you had this was Vondel, and like this green area, this was where this is where everybody went to for PvP. You had the zoo, the museum, castle, university was amazing. We loved the university. Well, I loved the university at least. Either way, and so you see and the gas would eventually spread all throughout the entirety of the map. So it was fun. Okay, DMZ was fun. It's still around, but it's not in the same vein as this. But this is insane, man. Treyarch's cooking with this. Okay, Treyarch, let them cook. Let them cook. They are going to get a grade A Michelin star rating. Oh my god. Either way, so this is just like, this is crazy. Like, I am excited to see how this plays out. I mean, this, like, look at this. Major abilities, ballistic shoot. The hand cannon's gonna be an ability. Oh my god, that could be overpowered or very, very, very weak. The grappling hook. Oh my god, mine grappling hook. Let's go. Let's go. What I really hope is that they integrate the fuck. Okay. Like, what I really hope is that they end up what I really hope happens is that they end up integrating it directly with the base exe file, so you don't have to launch a separate application just to play the campaign, because that's been something that's been going on with Call of Duty campaign in most game campaigns for a while now. But if Call of Duty actually has this integrated into one mode, into like one exe, where it's a smooth transition between Call of Duty multiplayer and Call of Duty campaign, that would be amazing for me, in my opinion. That would be like the best thing that they could possibly do. I mean, that being said, the chances of them doing that is actually slim to none, but yeah. Yeah, this just seems like DMZ. Mm. Oh my god. Yeah, this is just DMZ. God damn it, let's go! Like, DMZ was amazing. I want to see some of the other YouTubers' reactions to this. So this is the native. Here's his channel.
What's going on, everybody? This is DK Dynamite for another video here for you guys today. We're going to be going through the full breakdown. We have a dev talk and a blog post about Black Ops 7's co-op campaign and the endgame Worlds Collide experience. Definitely stay tuned. As a reminder, folks, Code Dynamite will save you 12% off.
Okay, Worlds Collide is a badass name for mode. Deadass, that is probably even better than Red Sec.
Of any order on Control Freak, including for the brand new Black Ops 7 Performance Thumbsticks. There's an in-game weapon charm, and as a reminder, just earlier this afternoon, I did post a full breakdown of every single achievement, which you can now see live on the PlayStation. And as you guys can see, we have plenty of brand new articles also going up and getting updated on detonated.com for those who want to stay in the loop with all things Call of Duty and other games as well. With that being said, as you guys saw in this tweet, 32-player PvE epilogue to the campaign, discover intel throughout Avalon, new looks at the Avalon map, POIs from Black Ops history, as we saw a bit of in BO6, expansive skill tracks, power and combat rating explained, plus new gameplay details. Starting off with our dev talk, let's give it a watch.
Endgame isn't just the conclusion of a story, it's the start of a new chapter. Once you've completed the story, Avalon opens up, gives you the free. Once you've completed the story, Avalon opens.
Okay, okay. This is really low quality. Let me pull up something on the let me pull up the dev talk directly from the. This just happened like. I'll give you.
Story, it's the start of a new chapter. Once you've completed the story, Avalon.
Okay, I'm trying to see. This is okay. This looks shitty. I'm sorry, but I think that's Janice Tower right there. Right there would be Janice Tower. Here's like the lib. This kind of looks like the Liberty Falls area almost. Yeah, I think that's Liberty Falls. I think like this area, that area right there is like Liberty Falls. That's like Janice Tower.
Opens up, gives you the freedom to explore, take on challenges at your own pace, but the city is tough.
So Avalon is this massive space, and we want you and your friends to continue to come back here and achieve different goals. So we wanted to continue the campaign in a replayable way.
So you can play in-game solo or in squads of up to 4, and then you'll drop into instances of Avalon with up to 32 players.
Once you've unlocked Endgame, you can bring friends in with you, even if they haven't unlocked it yet, by being the party leader.
You can play as one of the main heroes from the campaign, or you can select a new operator and level them up with skills and abilities as you work towards your end goal.
We have intel to discover and some secrets even to uncover inside Avalon.
There are 4 zones of difficulty, and uncovering deeper mysteries will test how strong your operator is. Endgame is about discovery, progression, and carving out your own path in Avalon.
This map is really special. The team's been working on it for a really long time. They've designed it to be a cohesive space, but it is absolutely massive. So we have tons of POIs from previous games, tons for multiplayer. We have maps from Black Ops 2, Black Ops 4, and Black Ops 6. You might even
Okay, so that was from Black Ops 6. That's Skyline.
find a little piece of hazard from Black Ops 1. Some of them you'll experience just as they were in slightly new ways, and then some of them served as inspiration for totally new spaces.
So what is a match from start to finish in Endgame? It all starts with picking the abilities. This is the moment you're going to decide how you want to play.
One of my favorite abilities is Shadow Break, and it's kind of this area of effect clear. If you have like a bunch of enemies that are shooting at you.
This feels like it's turning into an RPG, and I love this. An extraction hero shooter RPG. This is something I would love to see. I just love this kind of innovation. This is something I am excited for. I just hope that they don't fuck it up. No, how could they fuck this up? Okay, one. Which is, okay, first thing, one way they could fuck this up, they bring in cosmetics into campaign. That will ruin the immersiveness of campaign and just instantly take away from all the good will and all the good faith that they possibly could have built up. So Treyarch, don't fuck that up.
You can kind of combo that with like a grapple hook and like close the distance, and then immediately use this, and it will warp all of the enemies out of the area and send them into the sky and killing them all.
Hold up.
More often. But what I'm going to do in order, I didn't really spend my nomination.
Shadow Rift is not as bad as you. Shadow Rift is not.
Yeah, that's just Shadow
So
Rift,
the
man.
first.
Bro. Okay, now they're bringing in Zombies ability. Oh my god, where does this stop?
You'll drop in through the wingsuit and go anywhere within Avalon that you've been experiencing throughout different parts of the campaign.
As you're flying in with either solo or with your squad over Avalon, we start to propagate points of interest all around you, so that specifically you can just ping and go. No need for a attack map. You can see what it is that's around you that you might want to go, and that's shared with your squad. So once you've decided where you want to go, you land, boots on the ground, and the gameplay really starts to kick off. Fights, any kind of combat encounter, activities, assignments, all of these start to translate into building power. That power is registered through your combat rating.
Every time you increase that combat rating, you're presented with a simple choice of would I like this skill or this skill? And those skills are really kind of defining your roles and your play styles that you prefer as a player. You're kind of crafting this curated operator that you really love to play. In Endgame, the ultimate goal is to get to Zone 4, and combat rating and the power journey is building towards that. So as you're playing, you're leveling up.
Oh my god, that's Zombies and DMZ. That's just how Zombie and DMZ. Oh my god, let's go! Oh, DMZ is alive! DMZ is alive! Oh, I'm gonna cry. DMZ is alive! DMZ, it's alive! It's alive! DMZ is alive. It is officially alive. It's back, baby. We're back. What got me into Call of Duty is officially back, and I love it. That is amazing. Damn. That's probably copyrighted. Oh shit. Oh my god.
To survive what's coming, you need to know how we got here. It began with one man, Raul Menendez, a Nicaraguan arms dealer turned populist leader. His personal vendetta against the United States, unleashed through cyber warfare and global propaganda, sparked a second Cold War. The mission to bring him down spanned 2 generations. A job that began with CIA operative Alex Mason in the mid-'80s, leading to his death in 1989.
Okay, so it's confirmed. Alex Mason is dead. Okay.
Hunt continued in 2025 with his son, Commander David Mason. With the help of Frank Woods, the man who raised him after his father's death, David eventually stopped Menendez's plot to hijack America's drone fleet. But the damage was done. Menendez's supporters only grew stronger. Infrastructure collapsed, causing widespread chaos and distrust on a global stage. And out of the storm, new powers emerged. At the top of the list, the Guild, a former crime syndicate based in the...
those are images from BO6. I knew it. I knew it. I called it. Didn't I call this? I said previously that the guild that I was surprised that the guild was going to be part of this, but I mean I'm all for this.
Mediterranean city of Avalon that evolved into a global tech giant led by new CEO Emma Kagan.
Okay, the guild. Okay. Why in the actual hell would we? Fuck. Why in the actual hell would we trust a company called the Guild?
They vowed to bring humanity back from the brink.
What do you mean by that, man? Come on.
Inspiring millions with the promise of peace. As the world still
peace. The Guild and peace. That does not mix. That does not mix. A crime syndicate and peace. Peace my ass.
Heals from these events. David continues to fight alongside trusted allies. David draws strength, continues to fight alongside trusted allies.
Oh, it's the power of friendship.
David draws strength from legends who came before him, like Commanding Officer Colonel Troy Marshall.
Damn, he's old. Very old.
But once crossed paths with the Guild during their criminal years.
Doing the criminal.
Now his focus lies solely on the future. But in the world of Black Ops, the past never dies, and every action has its consequences.
Pre-order now.
Damn, that's sick. I wonder if Codus.
Up gives you the freedom to explore
by being the party.
So that specifically you can just ping and go. No.
The latest, as they also said, this is just a glimpse of the combat, exploration, and deep character customization that awaits you in the evolving campaign endgame, which will include additional content at the start of Season 1 later this year.
Okay, so I think that,
presumably
yes.
around December.
I think it is safe to assume. I think it is safe to assume that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 will be one unified application. Oh, look, the update's almost done. Let's go.
The 4th. According to an interview that was conducted with Treyarch, Endgame will be receiving content at least for the first 3 seasons of Black Ops 7. But ladies and gentlemen, that
me, I'm eating good tonight, okay? I am eating good tonight. I am so excited for this. I might try and just bypass the limits and just because I want to play this now. I want to play this now. I need to play this game now. Okay, I need this now. Shut up and take my money.
What's going on, everybody? This is DK Dynamite for a full breakdown of every single achievement coming to Black Ops 7. Definitely stay tuned. As you guys may have seen, there is a brand new cinematic when you boot up COD HQ. You are forced to reinstall both Black Ops 6 and Warzone, since now you have to cross-launch into those games, considering COD HQ is now fully optimized for the launch of BO7 later this week. There is no early access. I'm not sure why PlayStation was saying the game was playable today, but at the very least, the preload is available on every single platform out there. But when you head over to COD HQ on a PlayStation and you scroll down, click trophies, you can see there is no icon for BO7, but you can click on the trophy list and you can start reading every single one. So, without further ado, let's jump right into things. As a quick reminder, as a reminder, day 1, we're gonna have 10 prestiges and a level 1000 grind that you can already work on. This is my rifle. Earn any Arclight, Moonstone, or Bloodstone camo. All right, obviously no images or anything like that when you click on the trophy, but it just tells you if it's earned. It shows you the rarity of the trophy, so in this case it's gold, and then you'll see the percentage of players that have actually earned this trophy later once the game actually comes out. But again, this is the mastery camo for multiplayer, zombies, and campaign. So if you earn any of those, you'll get the trophy.
Let's be honest though. Most likely there's like somebody who already has all those damn achievements. Oh my god, I'm so damn excited now. Like, man, jeez.
Pretty cool. Pretty easy. Master of Arms. Enter weapon prestige with any weapon. So, again, once you hit max level with the weapon.
On Monday, August 24th, 2015.
These two. We just got yet another Black Ops 7 Zombies blog post with more details about Ashes of the Damned, unlock requirements, augment research, and a new look at the Zombies HUD. Starting with some more details about Ashes of the Damned, they say that it's worth stating there's a wide variety of secrets we haven't divulged in any of the Black Ops 7 Zombies blogs. Expect additional surprises when you start to explore the terrifying, otherworldly beauty of the Dark Ether. What that could specifically mean, I'm not entirely sure. To me, it really sounds like them kind of looking at us and being like, hey, we're not putting everything in the blog post, so hopefully there's more stuff to discover. Obviously, there's like side quests and little Easter eggs that we can discover, so they might be talking about that too, but I don't really remember them saying that before with any of the other maps, so I don't know, that could be something different. Now we're going to go through several of the locations, and they're going to give us some dates, and I was going to skip over this, but actually some of them are pretty fun. So first of all, we have the Janus Towers Plaza. This is clearly a research stronghold in Liberty Falls, built in 1980.
Nowadays,
Well, howdy, folks. Now,
Treyarch just revealed their brand new open world PvE experience, and it looks like it's going to be a mix between DMZ, Modern Warfare Zombies, and Spec Ops. But what exactly is it, and how does it work? This is Endgame. We have had surprisingly little amounts of information about this mode, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't know what this was, but this is a brand new mode that gets unlocked once you beat the campaign. This is an entirely new shared experience where the narrative unfolds for you and your squad. Designed with replayability in mind, explore the vast landscapes of Avalon, fight through escalating zones, and complete dynamic assignments with your squad and up to 32 players. So again, very much feels like DMZ or Modern Warfare Zombies, and I think it's more like Modern Warfare Zombies because I don't think that these other players are antagonistic towards you. There is a dev talk about this, which we might go over depending on what's in this blog post, but there are 11 missions before you can get to this end game of the campaign, which it says right here, after completing the first 11 co-op campaign missions, players will unlock endgame, tasking JSOC against the vast landscapes of Avalon, the guild remaining, okay, whatever, designed for 1 to 32 players in squads up to 4, let's go. Endgame offers impressive levels of replayability as players fight through escalating zones across this massive map. Level up unique skill tracks and combat ratings. Complete dynamic assignments and escape to preserve hard-earned progress, which it does sound like there's a lot of stuff to progress here, all while continuing the main player progression and weapon leveling, as well as unlocking specific camos for all 30 launch weapons. That's right, it has its own camo grind too. And
Oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. Oh my god, I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I don't know why, but I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve, okay? Not gonna lie. Uh, that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, boy oh boy did we get a reveal today. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is the end game, the new extraction shooter part of Black Ops 7 coming this year, coming out in just a few days. Now, I did an original reaction to this over on Ink TV. It'll be linked down in the description after the video. But as per usual, this channel is all about story. And in the past 2 days, we got the story so far trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops 7, as well as the end game reveal, which is tied directly into the co-op campaign and story for Black Ops 7. And I found some weird things, some things that will help explain to us what's going on in multiplayer, what is going on in campaign, and what is going on in endgame, and definitely some things you're going to want to know a little bit more about going into the launch of Black Ops 7. And they all start out with something that we have quite literally been talking about for years, and that is whether or not Alex Mason, David Mason's father, the main character of Black Ops 7, died in 1989 in Panama or not. This is what I'm talking about.
Mason! bastard! Fuck! Menendez!
So this didn't start this year, this started last year. Now, if you don't remember what I'm talking about, I did make a video on this, but let me briefly explain. In the Story So Far trailer last year, they showed this.
1989, a CIA operation in Panama ended tragically when Woods was tricked into shooting and killing his best friend, Alex Mason.
All right, so I know that doesn't seem like much has happened there, but I need you to pay attention to what clip they played, because if you didn't know, Black Ops 2, the game that was taken from, has multiple endings. In one of them, Frank Woods shoots Alex Mason in the head, and when that happens, he goes stiff as a board and falls straight backwards. However, in the ending that they showed the one where you shoot him in a knee, he cripples his leg and then falls to the ground. Also, in the ending where you shoot him in the head, when you go and pull the bag off of Alex Mason's head, you can see a bullet wound in his forehead. However, again, if we go back to that Black Ops 6 Story So Far, it shows the one where you shoot him in the knee and there is no bullet wound in his head. Now, I pointed this out last year. When they put out this trailer, I said, well, this is weird, especially because they put out a Call of Duty podcast where they said this.
And this is where we can say, and we're canonizing, this is where Woods killed Mason. He was tricked into killing his best friend Mason by, Raul Menendez, who kind of set up all this stuff in Panama. Huge moment, right? Woods is then again dealing with that. And again,
so they literally outright say that Woods killed Mason, and we're going to see this again in a second. But the weird part is last year they had a slogan called "The Truth Lies," which made me think that they were blatantly lying to us. Now, I'm going to explain to you why this is important in a second. But first, we have to look at what they did this year.
A job that began with CIA operative Alex Mason in the mid-'80s, leading to his death in 1989.
So this is from the Black Ops 7 Story So Far, once again showing the same clip as last year where there is no bullet wound in Alex Mason's head. And I pointed out that they did this last year, yet this year, again, they used the same clip, almost telling us that he's not dead. Now, just like last year with the Call of Duty podcast, if we look at the Story So Far blog, scroll down a little bit to the section about the 1989 era, it says that Woods and Mason are in Panama during the American invasion, seeking a target known as Nexus 1. The target identity is obscured, a bag is secured over their head. Over the comms, under the threat by Menendez, captured operative Jason Hudson lies to Woods, telling him that Nexus 1 is Raul Menendez and to take the shot. Woods falls for the bait and shoots Nexus 1, only to discover that he has been tricked into executing his friend Alex Mason. Specifically, executing, in other words, killing his friend Alex Mason. So in other words, they're telling us two very separate things. And just like last year with the Truth Lies slogan, they gave us another slogan this year known as "The Past Never Dies," which, again, extremely cryptic. Now,
could have been a cool ARG.
I do think there's an explanation for this. I'm going to go into that later on in the video, but before I do, let me know down in the comments, do you think Alex Mason did die in Panama or did he live? But just to be clear, not that it matters too much because he would be over 100 years old within Black Ops 7. I'm not saying that he's gonna be in there or anything. It's just important whether or not he actually died during that time. Now again, let me go into a little bit more to explain what's going on here. Now later on in the trailer, it shows a bunch of people who are in David Mason's JSOC team.
Could it be possible? Don't quote me on this, but could it be possible that Alex Mason didn't die? But then when Raul Menendez realized that, he decided to make the ultimate play, which was to take Alex Mason and brainwash him a second time over, using similar methods to MK Ultra or the numbers program for the Russians.
And on the left
I mean, he would have access to that. It's implied that he was backed by Russians.
hand side, we see someone by the name of Karma or Chloe Lynch. Now, why is this important? Well, we know for sure that Mike Harper is a part of David Mason's JSOC team. Now, for Mike Harper to be alive in the year 2035, this is what has to happen in Black Ops 2.
Do it!
You betrayed us, Farid. And for what? To those you serve, your life means nothing!
Harper, do you copy?
So what that means is that another character by the name of Farid, who was kind of undercover with Menendez's crew, dies. However, later on the USS Obama, Chloe Lynch gets involved with Raul Menendez, and the only way she survives is if Farid is alive.
No!
So yes, she does get knocked out, but she does survive. The thing is we know that Mike Harper is alive. So that means Farid's dead, which means Chloe Lynch is dead. Yet in that scene, we see her alongside Mike Harper. Now, the only way that this is actually possible narratively is if in the Colossus mission in Black Ops 2, when you're supposed to rescue Karma, you just ignore her completely, meaning she goes and works for Raul Menendez, and then some point along the line, she never ends up on the USS Obama, but somehow she ends up working with the CIA, which we never got to see. That's the only way that this is possible. Now, what if I told you all of this is going to be possible in Black Ops 7? Because I truly believe a good portion of the campaign, endgame, as well as the multiplayer are not real. And let me explain what I mean by that.
This isn't real. The hell it ain't!
Now, we actually have a pretty decent idea of what is going on in the campaign. Now, the campaign is predominantly based in reality. However, what we know happens is a transmission comes through of Raul Menendez. However, we know by the end of Black Ops 2, David Mason killed Raul Menendez, so this isn't possible. So David Mason and his JSOC team, known as Spectre 1, get sent into Avalon to investigate the Guild, the company that is selling their protection to the world. In other words, they're selling a solution to fear. But at the same time, they have this red gas that gets in people's minds and makes them fear things. So whenever you see this red gas, it is your fear. It is not reality. Now, this is further amplified where if you actually go and look at some of what they put out today in that endgame breakdown, if you look at some of the perks, they refer to some of the things that you see on Avalon quite literally not as zombies, not as robots, but as fears. Now that was endgame, this not as robots, but as fears. Now that was endgame. This is multiplayer. This is a map called Paranoia, and the description of it is something's wrong at the hospital, but is it real or inside Mason's mind? One area appears normal while the other fractures into a psychological nightmare. What this leads me to believe is that whenever we see this kind of like red color, it means you are inside of David Mason's mind, meaning this entire multiplayer, the entire endgame may be inside of David Mason's mind. And if we go back to the original reveal, we see this really small scene where Frank Woods appears, but we know that Frank Woods is actually dead. Meaning that all of these characters who we know are dead, including Alex Mason and Karma, can come back if the majority of this game takes place inside of David Mason's mind. So this brings us back to Karma. The fact that we see her in that lineup, but never see her in any of the cutscenes or anything like that, makes me think that maybe she's inside of David Mason's head. And then
This could just be taking place earlier in the timeline when they all were walking at the same time. Because Karma could be walking earlier in the timeline.
In the endgame reveal today, we saw that indeed she is going to be the person on Overwatch, giving them orders in David's head. Potentially. So what this means is if Karma is back in David Mason's head and the majority of the game, campaign, multiplayer, endgame all take place there, what this means is that that slogan that they gave us of the past never dies could quite literally mean that these characters who are dead are going to be making a return in this game in one way or another. I am very curious. This is the first Call of Duty game in my memory where we have not seen gameplay before the launch of the campaign. Normally we get an entire mission, or at least like half a mission, where we get to see what the campaign's going to look like, what it's going to play. We've seen endgame, we've seen zombies, we've seen multiplayer, but we have not seen a single campaign mission. Maybe we do in the next couple days, and if we do, I'll keep you guys informed. But for now, this is what we have. I'm very curious to see where it's going. And if you want to see, be sure to subscribe, turn notifications on, as it's the best way to stay up to date on video game story. And until next time, peace. Ladies and gentlemen, we are right on the precipice of the launch of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, the 7th game in the Black Ops series. Really, there's actually kind of 8. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But before I have done
the most insane mods you can play within War Thunder. This may look like a regular bomber, however, it's got a dirty secret. When opening the bomb bay, you'll notice 2 anime body pillows. They may seem harmless at first, but upon impact, they're actually nuclear bombs. I'd stay away from this aircraft. If you've waited for the F-35, it's finally here, but as a mod. With a fully modeled cockpit and even awesome wing vapor effects, it's a fantastic mod. Furthermore, it features the powerful AIM 9Xs. You may notice I'm in a rally race, and you'd be correct. With actual rally callouts, like in real life, and an actual rally course, you can now become a race car driver within War Thunder. It's honestly pretty awesome. If you recognize this map, I wouldn't be surprised. Created by Swarst, it's quite literally GTA San Andreas.
Timelines of the Call of Duty universe, of Black Ops, but never have I included every single Black Ops game into one, and Black Ops 7 actually needs it. It's kind of like right in the middle, more towards the end of this overall timeline. And you may be thinking, why do we need a timeline for this? Because wouldn't it just go Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 7 and there's a new
Black Ops 6 had its fair share of problems. There were the hackers, the devs' constant need to bring cartoons into the Call of Duty universe, and of course, good old SBMM. It was to the point that it seemed like only 2 weeks in, and you already couldn't go anywhere without seeing the big COD is dead letters plastered all over YouTube, Twitter, whatever else that you absent-mindedly open up whenever the thoughts start creeping back in. But if the 6th Black Ops title truly has been dead for the last 360 days or so, then I'm starting to think that we're a little overdue for an autopsy. And with my semi-professional experience ripping open dead corpses, I think that I may have found the actual root of the real issue with BO6. And its name is Stakeout. So for those who haven't played Black Ops 6, Stakeout is by far the most standout original map in the game, which usually means that it's either really good or really bad. But the thing about Stakeout is, it's both. But also, it's neither at the same time. See, it's a map that the game calls small, but I call microscopic. It's the kind of chaos map that's become all too popular over the last few years. Players come to grind camos, events, and their own prefrontal cortexes into a bloody pulp. Put bluntly, it's the smallest Call of Duty map in history. And that's a bit of a problem. But first, how small exactly is Stakeout? I mean, there have been plenty of small maps in CODs over the years, right? I mean, Nuketown, DOS House, Shipment, those are kind of the big three, at least these days. And trust me, I've shit-talked my fair share of them over the years. But Stakeout is by far, by all metrics, the smallest. And again, I'll get to exactly why that's a problem in a little bit, but just to fully wrap your head around just how goddamn tiny this thing is. The map is made up entirely of two 700 square foot, one bedroom apartments jammed together. It's as if they're conjoined hotel rooms whose double-sided door has been blown off the hinges to create one cohesive but yet still cozy floor plan. And by the way, that square footage that I just threw out there is actually correct. I straight up went through the map with the ping system and fully measured this entire thing out, okay? So if that alone didn't earn me a like on this video, or maybe an entry-level position as a property surveyor, then frankly, I just don't know what would. But this is a video game after all. Just throwing out a number like 1,600 square feet or so likely doesn't mean anything to you. Instead, all that really matters, at least for something like this, is exactly how quickly you can cross from one end of the map to the other. So I ran a quick test on Stakeout, as well as those other three maps that I mentioned, using only the pistol on the default class in the original game that the map is from, and I just ran from end to end. Now, is it a perfect test? No. Absolutely not, okay? There's one perfect thing in this world, and it is Season 2 of the show Lost. But it's accurate enough for me, at least. And what I was able to find when running that test is that Stakeout easily takes the crown at just over 4.5 seconds. Followed in second by Shipment at just over 5.25 seconds, a gap that actually only widens when you take into account full square footage, because Shipment is a perfect square while Stakeout is actually half as wide as it is long. And then after that, DOS House comes in third with over 6 seconds to cross back in Vanguard, which then leaves us with good old Nuketown, taking a full 13 seconds to run spawn from spawn, which was very surprising to me. That is slower than a lot of Black Ops 6 maps. I'm surprised that this was what we thought was small back in the day. It feels weird, right? I'm pretty sure I'm not there in the B-roll yet. Now, that was a lot of words and math just to say that it is an incredibly tight space, which of course makes every match feel like you're at the airport on Christmas Eve and the TSA is still reeling from the government shutdown. The gameplay loop on Stakeout is insanely simple. You spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, get a quick 8-kill streak and feel like you're a god, then die 4 times in a row until you end up spawn trapped in one of the 2 bathrooms, hoping that no one else has the runs and will come pick you out. Then die, which is actually kind of a shame, because like a surprising amount of modern day Treyarch maps, there's actually a decent amount of little details and small little secrets that you can miss if you aren't paying attention or are even conscious. Like this little vent connecting the bedrooms that in theory you could use tactically and chuck a stun through to get the other team off guard. Not that anyone has ever done that, or the contextual story hidden beneath the whole thing. Why are you even here? Which you can actually piece together with things like the whiteboard in the Eastern living room, which maps out a secret infiltration plan using... Wait, hang on. There's a second vent? There's 2 vents on this fucking thing? Or you might miss out on the sick-ass rock music playing in the Western apartment. Is that Alice in Chains? Hold on, I'm gonna Shazam this. Right? Like it's either that, or maybe it's like Metallica. Oh, god damn it. There's a third fucking vent? And now, I said earlier that this map is what ruined Black Ops 6. And I guess what I mean by that is Stakeout is a map that, when played, uncovers all of the issues that I and a lot of the core COD community have had specifically with Black Ops 6. It's a map that, combined with the cracked out movement meta, is great at one thing and one thing only: getting you in as many gunfights in as little time as possible. You don't have to think, reposition, reload. It's just gunfight, then on to the next. Gunfight, and on to the next. Deaths don't mean anything anymore, and likewise, kills don't mean anything anymore. There is no good or bad on Stakeout. Everything is just a flat line, like you're numb or dead. Then you have that experience constantly featured in one way or another on the featured playlist tab in a game where most of the post-launch content is locked behind limited time XP grinds, making you, frankly, an idiot to not play it. And then you drop that into a matchmaking system that's been built to make you as engaged as possible, and you have something that I don't even know counts as a game anymore. Obviously, Stakeout didn't start any of this. Yeah, I have a whole video talking about how long this has been going on. But Stakeout feels like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's the last spice that was added to the pot before we realized it was boiling around us. The map wasn't built to provide a fun experience for players. It was built to convert them into time cows. It's like the trance that I get into when I scroll on YouTube Shorts or Reddit. It's not a bad way of spending 2 hours